Fire watches. Fire waits.
It's the latest bizarre true crime story turned into a twisted, binge-worthy TV series.
I've been told you have 2 serial arsonists working this area.
There was this story based on this podcast called Firebug, and it was so crazy that I just couldn't resist the prospect.
Taron Egerton and Jurnee Smollett play 2 cops following in the deadly footsteps of 2 serial arsonists on a rampage in Smoke.
It's based on a true story.
It is.
And it catches you from the very beginning.
You need to get somebody quick before one of them kills again.
I play an arson investigator. He's on the trail of 2 prolific arsonists. He's doing a terrible job. So he's paired with a police detective played by Jurnee Smollett.
Investigator Goodson, your reputation precedes you.
Yeah, you preceded me too.
Into my own office.
They basically go on the hunt for these bad guys. The show very quickly distorts and becomes a lot weirder and becomes something quite different.
Yeah, which is what we love about it. I mean, the twists and the turns, and it really takes you for a ride.
Yeah.
For Jurnee, the ride wasn't just about delivering her acting chops. This girl got fit.
The boxing, I saw the squats, the squat press.
Yeah.
You've been really working for this role.
I put on 15 pounds of muscle.
Ooh.
Honestly, I loved it. I loved every minute of it because my body was able to transform into something that, you know, was different than I normally have. And I just felt so incredibly strong.
Did it help you get into the mindset of Detective Michelle?
Absolutely, because I was researching those Marine drills they be doing. Listen,
She can't come in with skinny arms and say you're a
Listen,
Marine.
that's exactly. You know, it's like she's supposed to be a former Marine and she's a detective and it struggles a little bit with, you know, a little bit of body dysmorphia, which is kind of under the surface. And so, yeah, you know, I just needed to feel strong. And it definitely helped me push through the pain, and that's the mentality of Michelle, is like she can just push through and has an incredibly high tolerance for suffering and for pain.
Don't let him in your head.
That's not the kind of guy that gets in my head.
John Leguizamo and Greg Kinnear co-star in the series, but the success of the twisted games of secrets and suspicions, streaming June 27th on AppleTV+, really depends on the chemistry of its 2 leads, who surprisingly met for the first time right before the cameras rolled.
We met at the table read.
Really?
Yes.
How'd you become an arson investigator?
It was actually really awesome because our characters were meeting as we were meeting.
Yeah.
So he didn't meet Jurnee, he met Michelle, and I didn't meet Taron, I met Dave. And it was perfect.
The whole central premise of the show is this relationship between these 2 characters who, you know, for my part, I always thought of it as Dave is this man who has a slightly destructive impulse in some respects, and she is the indestructible woman, and she has this tremendous strength and stoicism, and that is very true of who Jurnee is as well. She has this real formidable quality. She's really, really solid and in some respects quite intimidating as well, you know, and it was fun for us to find our dynamic because we're quite different. We have different energies in the show. She's very, well, all the things I just described. And Dave seems at first to be a little lighter. You know, he's less serious in some ways. He's a man who doesn't really seem to have his stuff figured out. He's a little bit of he's a bit of an oaf at times, whereas she is this very driven, very focused character. And it was amazing to be able to figure out this dance with her.
You seem a little off.
I love that guy. That's my brother.
Yeah.
You know, even though in the show we have a bit of a cat and mouse, you know, is he getting in my head? Am I getting in his head? In real life, that's my homie.
Oh, I was just gonna say, because you guys have such great chemistry, to know that you guys met for the first time on the table read. Then was it instant that you guys like immediately got along? Because he's also EPing this, right?
Yeah. It was completely instant. It was so natural, and that's the magic of what we do. I don't think you can explain chemistry. You can't explain how someone can truly embody a character. You know, like you do all this work in order for it to feel invisible, and so yeah. I mean, it was awesome because it just felt so right. And afterwards, Dennis was like, well, this is going to be amazing. You know, he's like,
Good.
well, that works.
That's exactly the reaction that you want.
Yeah, hell yeah.
If I suspected your husband of a crime, would that shock you?